Today is Saturday, 23rd of December 2023. This day is celebrated as National Farmers Day. Farmers Day is celebrated every year on the 23rd of December on the birth anniversary of the fifth Prime Minister of India, Chaudhry Charan Singh, also a farmers leader who introduced many policies to improve the lives of the Indian farmers. National Farmers Day holds profound importance in recognizing the pivotal role farmers play in sustaining our nation. Their relentless dedication ensures the continuous availability of food, contributing significantly to economic growth. This observance sheds light on the challenges farmers endure, from meagre wages to persistent poverty and hunger. Starting the newspaper analysis with the newspaper The Hindu states that United Nations approves watered-down resolution on aid to Gaza without call for a suspension of hostilities. The United Nations Security Council has adopted a watered-down resolution calling for immediate speeded up aid deliveries to hunger and desperate civilians in Gaza, but without the original call for an urgent suspension of hostilities between Israel and Hamas. The United Nations Security Council adopted a watered-down resolution Friday calling for immediate speeded up aid deliveries to hunger and desperate civilians in Gaza. The Hindu newspaper also states that France grounded an aircraft with 303 Indian embassy. Reports said the aircraft operated by Romanian Legend Airlines had landed for a technical stopover at France's Vétry airport when the police intervened under suspicion of human trafficking. This August 1st, 2016 shows the Paris Vétry airport near Vétry, some 160 kilometers from Paris. The Hindu newspaper also states that crimes against women up by 12% in Hyderabad, says police commissioner. Figures pertaining to kidnapping, harassment and outraging the modesty of women are comparatively low. Abatement to suicide, dowry death and dowry murder remains almost the same. Hyderabad City Police Commissioner Kota Srinivasa Reddy, along with the senior officers, releasing the annual report in Hyderabad on Friday. What was the Indian Express newspaper status that Control C, Control V, how FIRs in drugs cases across the Punjab have the same language. NDP's FIRs raise several questions of due process from seizure to absence of witnesses. NDP's FIRs raise several questions of due processes from seizure to absence of witnesses. Indian Express also states that heroin out Nashili Golian in 25% of NDP's FIRs in Punjab linked to pharmaceutical drugs. These days, a capsule called Signature is being abused in the Malwa region. I have instructed deputy commissioners to use Section 144 to ban its sale in pharmacies, says Yadav. The rampant abuse of pharmaceutical drugs, known locally as Nashili Golia, intoxicating tablets, has opened a new front in Punjab's fight against narcotics addiction. A district police chief who has done extensive work in tracing the backward and forward linkage of the pharmaceutical opioid smuggling says there is no laxity in enforcement. What is needed, he says, is improved regulation and monitoring throughout the country as the problem extends beyond the regional borders. Indian Express also states that 22 JN1 cases are detected in the country until Thursday. In Goa, the sources said no clustering of cases of the JN1 variant has been seen, and all infected people have recovered without complications. 22 cases of COVID-19 subvariant JN1 have been detected in the country till Thursday, with 21 cases being reported from Goa and another from Kerala. Official sources said the Kerala case, a 79-year-old woman, has recovered without complications. She had mild symptoms and was the first case of the JN1 to be detected in India. The detection was made in December 8. What is the Hindustan Times newspaper states that implement new criminal justice law by December 2024. Home Minister Amit Shah, a day after Parliament gave its good nod to the three new criminal justice laws, Union Home Minister Amit Shah on Friday said that the December 2024 all union territories in the country will be ready to implement the new laws. The three legislations will be replace the Indian Penal Code of 1860, the Criminal Procedure Code of 1973, and the Indian Evidence Act of 1872, respectively. Here sometimes also states that no end to bad air ordeal. Air quality index back in reserve zone in Delhi. Authorities brought back curbs on some older private cars and ordered private constructions works to halt as the air pollution shot up to the zero zone for the first time since November 24 on Friday, plunging the city into a painfully familiar haze. Here sometimes also states that French President Macron to be chief guest of 2024 Republic Day parade. Prime Minister Narendra Modi with the French President Emmanuel Macron at the Élysée Palace in Paris on July 14. India announced on Friday that the French President Emmanuel Macron will be the chief guest at the Republic Day celebrations on January 26, making him the fifth head of the state from the France to be accorded the honor and the sixth time that French leader will attend the celebrations as the chief guest since 1976. Going towards the economy of the country from the business point of view, amid volatile price outlook, MPC is set to remain on high alert on inflation. Members of the Reserve Bank of India's rate-setting panel flagged the need to remain on high alert to counter price spikes, including in vegetables, that may derail the disinflation process. Showed the minutes of its meetings held from December 6 to 8, the Monetary Policy Committee MPC members, whilst keeping the repo rate unchanged at hand help. Having taken a pause during the last few policies, there could be an argument for a change in the stance of to neutral. I feel this is not right time, Ranjan said. SEBI issues paper on instant settlement of the traders seek views. The shorter settlement of cycle of T+0 is being considered for the equity cash segment as an optional mechanism in the addition in the current T+1 trade plus 1 day cycle. The Securities and Exchange Board of India (SEBI) has proposed the implementation of a same-day settlement cycle T+0 in 2 phases as an initial step towards instantaneous settlement. An instant settlement mechanism enables an instant receipt of funds and securities with existing payout on T+1 day. It eliminates the risk of settlement shortages, since both funds and securities will be required to be available before placing the order. India says Indian Monetary Fund debit warning a worst case scenario. The IMF is a so-called Article 4 review said India's general government debt, which includes federal and state government debt, could be 100% of GDP under adverse circumstances by fiscal 2028. The Indian government said on Friday a warning from the International Monetary Fund that the country's debt to GDP ratio could be hit 100% was a worst case scenario and not a fait accompli. India's debt to GDP ratio, which was 81% in 2022-23, may decline to below 70% in the same period under favorable circumstances. The Indian Monetary Fund report also said, according to the ministry. Going towards the world news, including United Nations Security Council calls for Gaza aid but stops short of demanding a ceasefire. United Nations Security Council acts to boost aid to Gaza after United States abstains. Tape reveals Donald Trump pressured Michigan officials not to certify 2020 vote report. Man jailed for assault on wife in United Kingdom car park to be deported to India. France grounds flight with the 303 Indians over suspected human trafficking. India say pro-born. Disqualified jailed Imran Khan's nomination papers submitted for February 8 polls in Pakistan. Going towards the science and technology, Apple explores artificial intelligence deals with the news publishers. The news organizations contacted by Apple include Condé Nast, publisher of Wongu, and the New York NBC News and IAC, which owns People, The Daily Beast, and The Better Homes and Gardens. The negotiations mark one of the earliest examples of how Apple is trying to catch up to our rivals in the race to develop a generative artificial intelligence. What is the Bluetooth Auracast? The tech that lets you broadcast audio to unlimited devices. Auracast is a revolutionary new Bluetooth functionality that allows a single basic device to broadcast to unlimited listeners. Learn why it is a game changer. Auracast can come in particularly useful at the gym, airport, or the bar. Tech news today. Galaxy S24 specs are leak in full. Windows 10 retirement spurs e-waste concerns and more. Tech news today, December 22, 2023. Here's a mix of the new tech news tidbits to digest on this Friday. From Galaxy S24 leaks to launch date for Apple's Vision Pro headset. Tech news today, read on to know what's up in the world of tech today. At last, this is a famous quotation said by Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela, whose birth anniversary is 18 July 1918 up to 5 December 2013. Was a South African anti-apartheid activist and a politician who served as the first president of South Africa. From 1994 to 1999, he was the country's first black head of the state and the first elected in the fully representative democratic election. His government focused on dismantling the legacy of the apartheid by fostering racial reconciliation. Ideologically an African nationalist and a socialist, he served as the president of the African National Congress Party from 1991 to 1997. Mr. Mandela says a famous quotation. He says that education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Okay, thank you.